Imagine, a poem from the collection Rambles of a Rambler, poems to shape and sharpen a mind in need. When I see a highway dastardly strewn with broken human bodies after cars and lorries collide, with gruesome tears in my eyes, I imagine I could have been one of the broken bodies. When I see bloated human bodies floating in the high seas after an overloaded boat capsizes, with gruesome tears in my eyes, I imagine I could have been one of the bloated bodies. When I see roasted like human bodies littering the length and breadth of the Sahara Desert, with gruesome tears in my eyes, I imagine I could have been one of the roasted like bodies. When I see human bodies riddled with cruel bullets on grounds of battle, with gruesome tears in my eyes, I imagine I could have been one of the bullet-riddled bodies. When I see heaps of human bodies dipped into a mass grave after a senseless massacre has taken place, with gruesome tears in my eyes, I imagine I could have been one of the bodies in the heap. When I see health workers desperate for space to keep human bodies maimed by the pangs of a pandemic, with gruesome tears in my eyes, I imagine I could have been one of the maimed bodies. But what's so special about me that I aren't one of the ones with broken, bloated, roasted like or maimed bodies? What's so special about me that I aren't one of the ones riddled with bullets or heaped up and dipped in a mass grave? With gruesome tears still in my eyes, I imagine if I'm so special, I do my bit, no matter how thin, to ensure other human beings don't see these horrors I see.
Today we are going to look at I Imagine, which is from his collection, Rambles of a Rambler. I Imagine. The title is so short and it is full of suspense. What are you imagining in this poem, Mr. Poet? What inspired you to write I Imagine?
Yes, Douglas. You see,
I was inspired by an accident which was on social media of a number of vehicles that collided on the highway at Edea. And I saw corpses and which were strewn on the streets. Not even on the street, but on the highway, and other vehicles were driving past. Other human beings were there just, shouting, crying, and all that. And I thought about other frustrations that we are going through as human beings. So this made me write this poem, and that's why it starts with that accident.
Yeah, the car accident you are talking about is evident in the opening stanza of the poem, where you say, when I see a highway dastardly strewn with broken human bodies, after cars and lorries collide, with gruesome tears in my eyes, I imagine I could have been one of the broken bodies. We thank God that you were not involved in that accident. But there are other themes, there are other themes, like you even mentioned, which touch your heart, other aspects which touch your heart and which you bring out in the other stanzas of the poem. You talk of the issue of illegal immigration, wars and killings, the effects of pandemics. So accidents are not your only concern. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. And like I said, the accident itself elicited the human suffering. And so I had to use it to talk about other aspects of human suffering. Like, when people decide to immigrate to other countries illegally and get themselves in unnecessary trouble, just like boats capsizing. And then when they get overcrowded on a boat like that and it capsizes,
yeah,
the number of human beings,
as well as people getting dehydrated in
deserts
and so on.
In deserts, yeah. So these are the kinds of things that we as human beings we should look for a way. Not only the victims. Yes, the victims are to blame in one way, but other human beings who are supposed to guide. Because if there was general well-being, like we talked about in the previous poem, if there was general well-being, people will not find themselves in this kind of situations, catastrophic situations.
Now, you are concerned with, different aspects of human suffering in your poetry, in general. This is so unlike some other poets in developing countries, in African countries, who are more political in their theme, in their concerns. Does it mean you don't write poetry without political themes?
Well, if these political themes have to do with making human beings better people, because my preoccupation is to make this world a better place. A better place in the sense that it should be where there is equality, where there is fairness, and all that. So if there is a situation where there isn't fairness, and this lack of fairness is caused by politicians, why not? I'll write against it.
Yeah, coming back to I imagine, you end the poem with a word of caution, with some kind of advice to your readers, to your audience, like you usually do anyway. I'll pick out the last two lines of the very last stanza. If I'm so special, I'll do my bit, no matter how thin, to ensure other human beings don't see these horrors I see. You really have concern for your fellow human. Again, what motivation?
Well, you see, when you're right, like we said, like we had said earlier, there are situations that motivate a writer to write. And we started by talking about this accident. And that had motivated me to talk about other issues which have to do with human suffering, And I had to conclude with a punchline that these are other human beings suffering. I am there. I'm not involved in all that. And so I should consider myself special.
So I'm considering myself special. That's to show gratitude to nature, to show gratitude to my creator, to show gratitude to, Providence for making me get out of all these horrors. So, and that is why I said, it is not just me, but there are so many other human beings who are not involved in these situations. And so each one of them, if they can show concern and look for a way to avoid humanity from seeing these horrors, it will be a good thing, no matter how small, no matter how thin.
Well, Sammy Akombi, it is so edifying reading and appreciating, I imagine, which is a poem from your collection, Rambles of a Rambler. I hope we'll have time to look at other poems in this collection. Thank you so much.